I actually managed to sign my first pro contract. All right, we're back. I know it's been a very long time since I posted on this channel. I believe it's been 10 months, in fact. 10 months is kind of a long time. But I'll tell you guys this, I've been very busy and very productive in those 10 months. Since the last time I would have posted on this channel, my social media accounts have kind of blown up. I'm at like 70,000 on Instagram and like 60,000 on TikTok, which is honestly like a dream come true. But as far as football goes, I think when I left you guys last, I was kind of in a period of limbo. And it's safe to say things have progressed a lot since then. So much so that I actually managed to sign my first pro contract. So this video is pretty much just going to be me catching you guys up with everything that's gone on and how I ended up signing that contract. So let's just get into it. I'll take you back to summer 2023, which is when I've last posted a video here. I didn't really know what my plan was in the future. I didn't even know if I wanted to continue pursuing football, to be honest with you, but throughout that whole period, I maintained a strict training schedule, ate pretty clean, and never took my foot off the gas. I also ended up getting a job that I could do alongside of football, one that was flexible with hours, but also enabled me to, survive. And as you guys know, I was also playing with a semi-professional team here in the US called Temecula FC. Our season started that fall, and to be honest with you guys, it was a lot of fun playing with this team. I didn't really know after college if I would have an experience that was like almost as enjoyable as playing in college, and Temecula FC definitely was that for me. As a team, we were very successful. We won almost every single game from the span of like spring 2023 all the way up until about December. We had only lost 2 games that entire calendar year, which is pretty crazy, and those 2 games that we lost were both against actual pro clubs. I won the team's Player of the Year award, which was given by our coach. A big shout out to him, because I usually don't get a lot of accolades like that. And that whole season with the award and everything, it kind of put me in the mindset that I really think I could give this pro thing a shot. And so for the first time ever, that upcoming winter, I knew I was going to be locked in and looking for pro opportunities, not just through agents or through other people. I was going to be proactively doing things that I needed to do to get there. Whether it was attending combines, open tryouts, reaching out to people, whatever I needed to do, I was going to do it. Eventually, the position I was in led me to believe that something like attending combines was my best opportunity. I had actually been in communication with an agency who recommended I come out to one of their combines, and that's what I did. I went out to this combine which had multiple lower league pro clubs there, and I felt like the 3rd tier of US soccer, which in this case is NISA and USL 1, was a good starting point and a level that I felt like I could realistically hop into. Of course, it would be great if like a USL championship club or maybe a higher division team abroad came in for me, but I just didn't think that was a realistic possibility. And this combine, like I said, had a few of those teams in the lower leagues attending, so I knew this was a good opportunity for me. Don't get me wrong, these things are pretty expensive, and if you're not good enough, it's just going to be a waste of your money. And even if you are good enough, you might not even get a chance. That's just how it goes. But I believed in myself, and I went to this combine, and to be honest with you, it went really well. The first couple days were just training sessions, and the group was a little bit mixed ability-wise, but as the days went on, they started to kind of appropriately put people in groups that reflect their ability. And by the final day, I was in an 11v11 match with what was deemed the top group of the whole combine. There was actually one point where we were in like a networking seminar, and the coaches were kind of picking out a few players that they liked, and I was one of like 4 or 5 players that got mentioned, which was pretty cool. But yeah, the 11v11 match was of a pretty good level, to be honest. I know there's a few guys there who actually are playing now or have played before at a professional level, and I thought I performed pretty well. There was definitely more I could have done. I felt like I was pretty safe with my play, and that's something that they actually gave me feedback on. But overall, solid performance, not too much I can complain about. And it just so happens after the combine, a newly founded club in the 3rd tier, the exact level I was looking to play at, had approached me after the match. Their head coach approached me, and he said that he really liked the way I was playing. He wanted to potentially invite me out to preseason. He was going to be in touch with me and everything. And so in my mind, I'm thinking like, perfect, this is exactly what I was hoping for. And so for that reason alone, I felt like the combine was worth it. So all the combines were done, and I still had that preseason invite in the locker. And from that point on, I was just training, getting ready, waiting for them to reach out, send me dates and stuff, because they had all my information. And as the days kind of roll on, I'm not hearing anything from the coach, which is a little alarming. And eventually I find out that that coach, the one who had seen me and invited me to come out, He actually ended up quitting the organization. I guess there was a whole deal behind the scenes. At that point, I was like, wow, this is just my luck. You know, the one trial opportunity I get, the coach leaves. And I knew I had to start again from square one, so I started looking out for other opportunities. And I went to an open tryout for another club at the same level. Again, performed pretty well. I was really confident at this point because I knew that there were coaches at the level who believed in my ability. And I did really well with this team, and I eventually made it to the point where I was invited to their preseason as well. And I even ended up playing in a preseason scrimmage with them. I came on in the second half playing as a center back, performed really well, and I don't have any footage, but I actually scored a free kick in that game, which was amazing. So kept a clean sheet, scored a nice goal, you know, what more can you ask for? But literally that same day, I checked my phone after the match and I have an email from a staff member of the other club where the head coach had quit. And they basically invited me out to like a, not exactly their preseason, but like kind of like an ID camp sort of thing for a pro team. I guess an invite only combine is the best way you can put it. It was like 2 or 3 days. They invited a few players out because they're still looking to form their squad, as like I mentioned, they're a brand new club. And they had their new head coach in place, so I went out and I thought I performed really well once again. I was definitely nervous, but I didn't let it get to me too much and I performed. And eventually after 2 or 3 days, the group had been dramatically cut down and it was basically like 30 players. And these were the players that they were going to be taking into preseason. Now, this club was super well run. We trained on a perfect grass pitch. It was basically everything that I had been hoping for. And the coach was super high level coach. Trainings really made me think. There were really intense sessions and I was really happy to be there. But at the same time, my nerves had kind of started to creep back in, as this was kind of make or break. And this coach was a really high level guy. And I don't know what it is. I think I have something of like imposter syndrome in some of these situations. Like, this is a coach who has coached in Asia and Europe. He's as a player played for huge youth academies, and I'm just a guy, you know, who makes TikTok videos. Do I belong in the same conversation here? So players were still being cut throughout that whole week of preseason. Eventually we made it to the point where we were playing a scrimmage just against a local team, and I was one of the 22 players picked in the roster, which was great because there were other players in my position who didn't get picked. And at the game, I didn't think I played particularly well. I was a little bit nervous. It was like a tough field to play on. It was a little bit windy, but I'm not trying to make excuses. I'll just say I didn't play amazing. It was probably like a 6 or 7 out of 10. And then after another day or two of training with them, the head coach had a conversation with me where he told me that basically he was going to be signing other players in my position, or at least it looked that way. And he thinks I'm a good player, you know, he thinks I had good capabilities, but he just thought straight up I should probably look somewhere else if I want to, you know, ensure my place in the team, which is fair enough. You know, I definitely think I could have played better, and that's just how football goes. If they're going to choose between like a inexperienced guy who's never played pro before or a guy who's played 4 pro seasons, even if they're like similar skill level, they're going to choose the guy who's played more pro games every single time. They did extend the opportunity for me to stay there and just keep training or whatever, but I felt like, you know, the clock's ticking. I got to go find a team before it's too late. And so I had actually reached back out to the team that I was with before, the team that I had played in a scrimmage with, scored a free kick, and I'm super thankful they actually took me back in and I went back to preseason with them, which was really lucky because a lot of times if you leave a team like that, they just won't take you back. So shout out to them, super grateful. And this is a team I actually ended up signing my first pro contract with. I signed for Capo FC in Nisa, which, like I mentioned, is in the 3rd tier of the United States football pyramid. And yeah, it's just amazing. You know, like I have a transfer market profile and everything. It's definitely a grind at this level for sure, but I'm super grateful to be here. And it has definitely been a tough start to the season for me personally. There was a few months and weeks there where my confidence, for whatever reason, I really don't know why, had just completely taken a nosedive. And as a result, my performance really reflected poorly. I wasn't playing very well in training or in games. I was just doing stupid things that I normally wouldn't do, playing soft. It just wasn't a great time period, but fast forward to now, I'm feeling so much better. I'm playing really confidently. I have no doubts in my mind about my quality as a player. And I recently had my first pro start playing as a center back, my preferred position, in a first team match, which was a great feeling, and it was a pretty good performance by me, which I think you guys will see some videos about later on. It's kind of been an up and down start to the season, but I'm learning that you gotta roll with the punches and take things as they come and embrace everything, the ups and the downs, never get too high, never get too low. But yeah, with that being said, I definitely plan on making some more videos. Not as many like sit down style videos like this. This isn't my ideal kind of video, but I felt like it was needed given that I've been gone for so long and there's so much that you guys need to be caught up on. But yeah, I'm looking at doing like vlogs, one-off videos, match highlights, stuff like that. Hoping to be uploading regularly as well. I know that has been a challenge in the past, to say the least, especially the last 10 months. But I think I can do it, and I'm ready to go all in. I'm ready to grind. I'm ready to work on myself on and off the pitch, and this is part of that. So yeah, I appreciate everybody that's still watching to this point in the video. You guys are real ones. And for all the new people who are just joining, make sure you guys like, subscribe, follow me on all the other stuff. And yeah, feels good to be back. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.